Good morning, Year 2, and welcome to our first SPAG lesson online. SPAG, for those of you who don't know, means spelling, punctuation and grammar, and today we're going to focus in on grammar. Today we are looking at writing sentences in past tense. So past tense is when we talk about something that has already happened. For example, the little girl in the picture. She is painting a picture. If we were to write that or say that in past tense, we would say she painted a picture. So in this lesson with sound effects today, in this lesson you're going to learn that verbs show us when something has already happened. For example, I am playing football. Yesterday I played football. We've also got the future tense, which we're not really going to focus on today, but we could also say, tomorrow I will play football. Can you spot the verbs? The verb is to play. Playing, played and play. Can you remember then what type of word a verb is? The verb is, some of you say, a doing word. I like to call it an action word. It's an action word. So let's have a little task. If you've got something to write on in front of you, that'd be fantastic. I have this time uploaded the activity as a Word document, so hopefully you can type straight onto it and then return it in the assignment section of Teams. Or you can print it off and write onto it directly. It's absolutely fine. So we're going to write each sentence again, but this time we're going to put it into past tense. Lottie plays football. What would that become? What would we write for Lottie plays football? Okay, it didn't come up. It should come up. Lottie played football. Let's see if I can write that actually using one of the pens down here. It might work. Okay, now Lottie, it has worked, but it's very tricky to write with a mouse. Lottie played football. I might not be able to do this for every single one because it's taking a bit of a long time. Played football. Now there is one trick you need to learn, to write cursively using your finger on a mouse. Interesting. Not the neatest handwriting in the world. Okay, Lottie played football. With this verb, when we changed it into past tense, what did we do to change the word? We just added ed. So play becomes played. But look at the next sentence. That's slightly different. Emily sings in the choir. So Emily sings in the choir becomes Emily sang in the choir. So sing, I'll just write the verb this time. Let's see if we can try to sing became sang. Now this type of verb, slightly better but not amazing, this type of verb we call an irregular verb. So sometimes the spelling changes completely and that's irregular. That's an applaud for my writing. Okay, next. Elliot is helping his teacher would become, have you got it right? Elliot helped his teacher. So helping becomes helped. So we just put an ed at the end. What about Teddy is writing a story? Now you could say Teddy was writing a story, and that goes with Elliot as well. Elliot was helping his teacher. Or we could write Elliot helped his teacher, or Teddy wrote a story. Both of them are correct. You're just choosing which word you need to change in the sentence. So is becomes was. Helping could become helped, and writing, like the irregular verb, becomes wrote. Okay. Joseph works well in a group. So Joseph works well in a group. What would that be in past tense? It would be Joseph worked well in a group. I do apologise that the answer isn't coming up. Never mind. He tries hard to listen to others. So he tries hard to listen to others would become he tried hard to listen to others. Ellie speaks clearly in class. Another irregular verb, because this becomes Ellie spoke clearly in class. Each sentence you need to identify the verb that you have to change. So identify the action word. So Joseph works well in a group. The action word, the verb, is works. So that's the word you have to change. He tries hard to listen to others. Now there are two verbs in there. We could change that sentence a couple of ways. You could say he tried hard to listen to others. So tries becomes tried. You could look at the verb listen and you could write he listened to others. But then that would change the meaning of the sentence. So you need to look at what verb you're going to change in the sentence. You don't want to change the meaning of the sentence. Ellie speaks clearly to the class. Ellie spoke clearly to the class. So sometimes what we can see so far, sometimes we just add ed to change the verb into past tense. And it doesn't really change the spelling. So help becomes helped, cheer becomes cheered, laugh becomes laughed, ask becomes asked, want becomes wanted, and shout becomes shouted. I can't remember if that's the last one I put on. Here's a little challenge if you want one. If you've got something to write down in front of you, can you write a sentence to go with one of our verbs that we have just looked at on the board? This is where we look at the root word, for example, helped, help, and we just add ed, becomes helped. There is no change to the root word. There's no change to the spelling, apart from adding. But sometimes the spelling does change, and this is our irregular verb. There are also some spelling rules, but we're going to look at those next week. So when we have verbs that are irregular, words like think becomes thought. So I think about what I need to do today. I thought about what I need to do today. Run becomes ran. Can you think of two different sentences for these verbs? I run every day. I ran every day. Go and went. The present tense is go. I go to the park. Whereas the past tense is went. I went to the park. This is quite a popular one, quite a common one rather, sorry. So is and was. So we could say it is a sunny day, although it's not. It is a sunny day will become it was a sunny day. Now was is one of those tricky spellings for some of us, and we must remember it's W-A-S, was, not W-O-S. And we have other words like drink and drank. I drink my tea. I drank my tea. Take and took. I take a nap. I took a nap. The task I've attached for you today is to consider both the past and present words, some of the ones we've already talked about. On the first page you'll see lots of different verbs in the grid. Can you sort the words into past and present? You should be able to match them up. For example, we have got here, we have got took and take. So take would be in the present, and that matches up with took, which is the past. How many of those words can you sort? If you finish that task, there's another page which asks you to put the sentences into past tense. You simply rewrite the sentence underneath, but in past tense. So we go to the park would become, well, see if you can have a go. I have given opportunity for those if you finish and you're really enjoying writing your sentences today, you can choose some more words from the grid to put into sentences. Or why not have a go at writing a paragraph in past tense and the same paragraph again in present tense. That's a very big challenge. It's up to you how you do the work today. Good luck with it, and let me know if you have any questions when we do our class catch up. See you soon. Bye bye.